Thanks for watching. This clip was from our live video exclusively on odds.com. To see the whole video, click the link below. Get paid in full. Let's move on to a 3:30 p.m. Eastern spot that John Ryan's looking at. Notre Dame 7-0, 6-0 in the ACC at Boston College 5-3, 4-3 in the ACC. Notre Dame coming off a giant 47-40 double overtime win at home over Clemson, while Boston College, fresh off their matchup with Clemson when they almost beat them, coming off squeaking by Syracuse on the road 16-13. Notre Dame, now ranked 2 in the country, opened up at minus 12.5 at Bet365, now minus 13.5, and there's total at 48.5. Some books have moved it to 9. John Ryan, what are you looking at?
Well, I was looking at Trevor Lawrence on the sideline. I couldn't understand that if he was allowed to be on the sideline, why he wasn't allowed to play. But I guess we'll never know the answer on that one.
Why was he there? Like,
well, we could get into it more if you want to talk
I know.
about
I just like it was just weird. It's just odd. It's just he should be home. He should be not near anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. And if I'll say this too. In all games I've ever watched, I think that was one of the few venues where I thought they were going to rush the field at the end of the game, given the COVID. So that was a little. You'd think they would have told the students to stay in the stands, but it is what it is.
And wait, didn't it see like it was half filled and like all the students were right next to each other? Like no social distancing.
Yeah, the end zone shots were quite interesting too, and they weren't made of cardboard.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I found that odd watching that.
Cardboard.
Yeah.
So you guys know how I think. Okay, so Notre Dame beats number 1. What happens next? So teams that defeated the number 1 team in the previous week and now are installed as a favorite are 11-7 straight up, 13-4 against the spread. That supports Notre Dame not having any letdown and still remaining very focused on the road here. And I think that has some pretty good meaning too. And believe me, I'm not a real fan of over the 26 years I've been doing this, of betting on Notre Dame. And I think Connor shares that feeling. No other team has made me feel more foolish betting with them, because I think I always bet the games that are the marquee matchups that they somehow find a way to lose. And the other team comes from behind. I mean, there's a lot of them. The one we saw on Saturday was one of the ones that they earned. It was a double overtime and they earned it.
Yeah.
So the play here, I'm on the under here because I think the Notre Dame defense is better than I thought, and maybe it's better than what you guys thought too. The one thing for sure is the Clemson defense is much better than I thought, because 2 weeks in a row now that defense is clamped down in a big way. So you're going to play under with any team against the total, coming off a game where they went over the total by 28 or more points in the previous game, has a winning record on the season, and is playing another winning record team. So this is actually one of my favorite ones. It hit 64% over the last 10 seasons, has not had one losing season among them. So if you did this blindly, I can't promise you that you're going to have 10 more seasons in a row. But I would be willing to safely say you'll have at least 7 out of the next 10 seasons with winning records. So I like the under.
The under for John Ryan and Notre Dame Boston College. That sounds like it's Noli's language. What do you think of John on the under here, Noli?
I mean, I like the move. I got to agree. I mean, Notre Dame's defense, when you look at the last game, is not by no means indicative of what they are. Before that, they're giving up nothing. Give up 40 against Clemson, a really good team, and some of that being in overtime. So I got to agree with that, especially when you look at the rushing yards. I think Boston College is going to have some problems here. That's the big issue that I see, and I see even Notre Dame even covering the number. To be honest, only 106 yards rushing for them, and now going against Notre Dame, where their front line is really good. They got a lot of guys that they're probably going to be in the NFL soon, giving up only 85 yards rushing per game. That's something that I see Boston College really struggling with here. So I'll lean to the under. Not a play for me here, but nothing for me to say that it'll go over though.
CMac, we got to be quick here. Anything to add on Notre Dame Boston College?
You know me. I'll be quick. I'm taking the points. It opened at 16. I see 13 and a half across the board. If I get a 14, I'm pulling on Boston College. They almost beat that Clemson team that Notre Dame just played. And I make bad mistakes. I took Boston College in Syracuse. I've been betting everyone against Syracuse. And that was a bad capping by me. That was a look-ahead spot because they were playing Notre Dame. That was a bad mistake that I make. But I'm back on them. I think Jerkovich can throw the rock. And I want 14, so I'm waiting on it. I don't know if I'll get it.
Connor waiting for 14. Okay, let's keep moving along here.